Let me guess. You're in your 20s, broke as hell, and wondering why your bank account looks like it's been on a hunger strike. And no, it's not just inflation, it's you and the dumb stuff you keep buying. My goal for today's video is to break down the worst purchases people make in their 20s, ranked tier list style, from the financially harmless to the life-ruining disasters. And trust me, by the end, you'll never look at that quick Amazon buy the same way again. Some of these are obvious. Others? You'll realize you've been making them without even noticing, and they're the exact reason your savings account has commitment issues. Stick around, because if you avoid even half of these, you'll save yourself years of regret and a lot of ugly ramen dinners. So let's jump right into the tier list. No fluff, no filler, just pure financial roast. And we're starting at the very top, the S tier, aka the absolute dumbest money sinkholes that almost guarantee you'll stay broke. Tier S, the congratulations, you just got scammed purchases. 1. Luxury cars you can't afford. Now to start things off, here's the crown jewel of financial stupidity. Buying a car you can't actually afford. Nothing says, I'm trying to look rich while being broke, like a $700 a month car payment when your rent is $800. And don't even get me started on insurance, maintenance, and the fact that cars lose value faster than your New Year's resolutions. Like, how about this one? You know that friend who makes $45,000 a year but somehow rolls up in a brand new BMW? Yeah, they're not impressing anyone except the repo man. And if luxury cars are like setting your money on fire, then this next one is like shoving it straight into a shredder while smiling. 2. Credit card debt from lifestyle upgrades. Now this one stings because it's sneaky and kind of personal for me. You don't realize how fast swiping a piece of plastic turns into financial quicksand. One brunch here, a concert there, a random $200 treat yourself spree, boom, you're drowning in 20% interest. That $1,000 trip to Miami you put on the card, it'll cost you $2,500 by the time you finish paying it off. And you won't even remember the trip because you blacked out on overpriced cocktails. Guess what? If you don't already know, credit card companies love 20-somethings because you're basically free money to them. They know you'll overspend just to post a picture of avocado toast on Instagram. Congrats! You just paid $27 in interest for those likes. Now, while we're on the subject, most people will watch this video and disregard everything I'm saying. And it's not just this video, we've created an entire playlist to help you fully understand how to build generational wealth. Make sure to subscribe and consider becoming a member to always stay up to date. But anyway, I guess you can say the good news is that credit cards will leave you with memories. But this next one, it leaves you with literally nothing. Tier A. Why did I think that was smart? Purchases. 3. Trendy tech and gadgets. Look, I'm going to say this for the last time, so understand me clearly. You don't need a $1,200 iPhone upgrade every year. Your old one still works. And newsflash, nobody notices your new Apple Watch except your bank account, which is currently sobbing in the corner. Tech companies are basically selling you hype disguised as innovation. Think about it. Remember when everyone bought AirPods, and now half of us have lost at least one earbud in an Uber? Yeah, that's $100, literally gone into the void. But at least with tech, you pretend it makes your life better. This next one? It's basically financial Stockholm syndrome. 4. Subscription overload. All right for this one. How about we just go down the list? Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Prime, that random meditation app you forgot you subscribed to 3 years ago. If your subscriptions cost more than your groceries, we need to talk. Death by subscription is real, and companies bank on you forgetting to cancel. You're paying $15 a month for free shipping, but still somehow waiting 3 weeks for your package. Make it make sense. Your grand total? $200 plus a month, which means you're basically leasing entertainment when you could be investing that into an actual asset. Imagine explaining to your future self that you stayed broke because you couldn't let go of Paramount Plus. And subscriptions are just death by 1,000 cuts. But this next one, it's financial suicide in one click. Tier B, the death by 1,000 cuts purchases. 5. Nightlife and party spending. All right, let's talk about clubbing for those of you who still live for Friday and Saturday night. If you're dropping $20 on a cover charge just to pay $18 for watered-down vodka cranberries, congratulations. You're officially subsidizing the club owner's Ferrari. Don't get me wrong, nights out are fun, but when you're spending half your paycheck just to hear the same Drake song you could have streamed at home, something's wrong. I had a buddy who spent $400 on bottle service just to flex. 2 weeks later, he was Venmo requesting me $8 for pizza. That's not work hard, play hard. That's work hard, stay broke. And if partying is draining your wallet on weekends, this next one will drain it every single weekday. 6. Daily coffee and takeout addiction. For all my Starbucks lovers out there, here's the classic one, your daily $7 latte habit. And before you come at me in the comments saying, no, coffee isn't evil, let me just say this. When you add up your Starbucks runs plus DoorDash fees plus Uber Eats convenience charges, you're not just feeding yourself, you're feeding 3 CEOs. That $12 Chipotle burrito bowl, thanks to delivery fees, it magically becomes $23. At that point, you're basically investing in guacamole stock. Please just change your mindset for once in your life and watch what it does for you. Stop telling yourself it's just $10 here and $15 there. That's exactly how you end up wondering where your entire paycheck went. Newsflash, it went into caffeine and extra avocado. But at least food keeps you alive. This next money pit? It doesn't feed you, it just feeds your insecurities. 7. Designer clothes and shoes. Okay, here's a hot take, so pay attention to what I'm about to say. If you're in your 20s and blowing entire paychecks on Gucci belts, Yeezys, or Louis Vuitton bags, you're basically cosplaying as someone who's rich, while your actual finances are screaming. Luxury fashion isn't wealth, it's theater, and you're paying hundreds, sometimes thousands, for the privilege of advertising their logo. I once saw a guy flex a $900 Balenciaga hoodie while living with 4 roommates in a 2-bedroom apartment. Sir, your hoodie costs more than your monthly rent share. That's not fashion, that's delusion. And if designer clothes make you look broke in disguise, this next category makes you broke in broad daylight. 8. Overpriced gym memberships. Listen, fitness is important, but you don't need the $200 a month luxury gym with eucalyptus towels and a juice bar to get in shape. Half the people at those gyms are just there for Instagram stories anyway. You can buy a $30 set of resistance bands, do some push-ups in your living room, and still look better than the guy hogging the squat rack while scrolling TikTok. Here's the truth. Most of you sign up for these gyms in January, go 4 times, then keep paying all year just to feel like you're healthy. That's not fitness, that's charity for gym owners. And if you think gyms are expensive, wait until you see this next category, where your entire paycheck disappears at 1,200 miles an hour. Tier C, the looks smart, actually dumb purchases. 9. New furniture and decor, on credit. Nothing screams, I just moved out and want to look like an adult, like blowing $3,000 at IKEA or Wayfair. Suddenly you've got a couch that nobody can sit on because it's too nice, and matching lamps you'll stop noticing in 2 weeks. Here's the kicker. Most 20-somethings put it on credit. Congrats, you're still paying interest on a throw pillow. It's pretty sad when your apartment looks like a Pinterest board, but your bank account looks like a crime scene. Don't let that be you. And if furniture debt wasn't bad enough, this next one makes you broke while pretending to make you smarter. 10. College textbooks and overpriced courses. Ah yes, the $400 textbook you'll use for 3 months and then sell back for $7.50 on Facebook Marketplace. College is already expensive, and then they hit you with the new edition scam. Spoiler, the only difference between edition 7 and edition 8 is that they moved the graphs to a different page. Same info, double the price. Now that I think about it, I once had a professor assign a $300 textbook that he wrote. Imagine paying for homework, written by the guy giving you homework. That's not education, that's extortion, but at least textbooks give you knowledge. This next one just gives you a monthly bill and back pain. 11. Furniture's evil cousin, mattress financing. Look, I get it. Mattresses are important. You spend a third of your life on them, but financing a $2,000 mattress at 20 years old? Insanity. If you're struggling financially, you don't need a NASA-engineered memory foam pod. You need sleep. And you can get that on a $300 mattress from Costco. Nobody's checking your bed specs on a date, I promise. Bottom line, you're not Jeff Bezos. You don't need a mattress that costs more than your entire car. And if your mattress debt is weighing you down, this next one is the financial version of carrying bricks in your backpack. 12. Student loan lifestyle creep. Here's one that hits deep, so please listen closely. A lot of people get those sweet student loan refund checks and treat them like free money. New clothes? Bought. Spring break trip? Paid for. PS5? Why not? But that's not free money. That's a 10-year IOU. You're literally borrowing from your future self at interest. You're turning vacations into monthly payments, and trust me, nothing kills nostalgia like Sally Mae knocking on your door. Like, I know someone who used loan money to buy a flat-screen TV in college. They'll still be paying for that TV when it's in a landfill. And speaking of things that rot in landfills, this next category is where 20-somethings burn more money than anywhere else. Tier D, the it's only $20 until it's not. Purchases. 13. Fast fashion hauls. Let's be real, nobody needs 14 new Shein tops for $6 each. Fast fashion is the financial equivalent of junk food, cheap, addictive, and it leaves you broke and unsatisfied. The clothes don't last, the trends die fast, and by next month you're buying a new batch anyway. It's not fashion, it's a subscription to staying broke. Seriously, if your closet looks like a lost and found bin, but you still say, I have nothing to wear, you're not shopping, you're hoarding. And while fast fashion destroys your bank account slowly, this next one burns it in one glorious click. 14. Impulse online shopping. You already know where I'm going with this one. The 2 a.m. Amazon binge. It's like, you swear you only need paper towels, but somehow you're checking out with LED lights, a waffle maker, and a suspicious massage gun. The danger isn't the big purchases. It's the constant little ones. $15 here, $22 there. By the end of the month, you've spent half your rent on random gadgets you didn't even remember buying. Now watch this. Raise your hand if you've ever gotten a package delivered and thought, wait, when did I order this? Yeah. That's not retail therapy. That's financial amnesia. And if Amazon isn't enough of a trap, this next one will eat your money faster than you can hit refresh. 15. Mobile games and microtransactions. Here's one people don't admit to, but I see it literally every single day. Candy Crush, Fortnite skins, Clash of Clans gems, those little $5, $10 purchases that stack up like crazy. Game companies know exactly what they're doing. They hit your dopamine button until you're $200 deep into a free game. You could have bought shares of Apple, but instead you bought a virtual hat. I know a guy who spent $300 on Fortnite skins. Meanwhile, his actual wardrobe looked like a clearance rack. Bro was dressed like a hobo in real life, but a billionaire in the metaverse. And if virtual hats are ridiculous, this next category proves you can waste money in ways that don't even make digital sense. 16. Lottery tickets and gambling apps. I seriously can't believe I have to talk about this, but it needs to be said. Here's the thing about lottery tickets. They're literally called a tax on people bad at math. I mean, you've got a higher chance of getting struck by lightning while being eaten by a shark than winning the Powerball. And yet, broke 20-somethings buy them religiously because they think it's only $5. But over years, that $5 turns into thousands of wasted dollars. Spoiler, the only jackpot you're hitting is bankruptcy. Sorry to burst your bubble, but if your wealth plan is scratching cardboard, hoping for luck, you're not investing. You're donating. And finally, let's close with the most underrated worst purchase in your 20s. Not flashy, not exciting, but maybe the dumbest of all. 17. Extended warranties and useless insurance. Okay, here's the scam of all scams. Let's face it, you don't need the $300 warranty on your toaster. You don't need phone insurance when the deductible is half the price of a new phone. Companies sell you peace of mind, but it's really just profit. In your 20s, the math rarely works out. You're better off saving that money in an emergency fund than paying for 17 different insurances on stuff you'll replace anyway. You're not Warren Buffett. You don't need to hedge risk on your $60 headphones. All right, let's zoom out for a second. Here's the truth. Most people in their 20s stay broke not because they don't make enough money, but because they bleed it out on dumb purchases. Luxury cars, credit card debt, overpriced subscriptions, endless DoorDash, fast fashion, gambling, impulse shopping. These aren't just bad purchases. They're financial landmines disguised as lifestyle upgrades. Your 20s should be about stacking assets, not payments. Every dollar you waste on this tier list is a dollar that could have been compounding for your future self. So, which of these purchases have you been guilty of? Be honest. Drop it in the comments or just comment the words, "I will be wealthy," if you're ready to leave the broke tier list behind and move into the Stealth Wealth Club. Because the real flex isn't your Gucci belt. It's never stressing about money again. And if you think avoiding bad purchases is powerful, there are actually some very specific habits that separate the rich from the poor. I break it down entirely in my next video. Trust me, some of them will surprise you. Just click the video on the screen now and we'll see you in the next one.